Hi there. So what we have today is the Tilta left-hand side battery handle, and this specifically is the 8th generation. It's a PD handle, 50 watt hours battery pack, and has a USB-C PD 60 watt output port. And where this comes in is with cameras like the Canon R5C or the Panasonic GH6, who both are capable of being PD powered and charged. Now, there's the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good is that this obviously takes care of powering the cameras, especially something like the Canon R5C, where you need external power to get 9 volt, 3 amps to power the camera enough to operate the autofocus and other things when you record at 8K 60. So that's the good thing about this. The bad is obviously when this battery bank is empty, then you have to bolt it off and replace it. And it comes with a NATO mount, which makes it actually really, really easy to do so. But this is where the ugly comes in. The ugly is that this is like a small rig NATO rail, and that fits perfectly, no problem there. But then you take my Canon R5C, and as people who watch this channel know, is I use the Kondor blue R5C cinema cage because I use filter adapters from RF to EF, from EF to RF, so that I can replace my filters even with the cage fitted. Every other cage out there blocks this filter, so you would have to take the lens off to change the filter. With this cage you don't have to. Now we take this, right? So if you look at this here, and then I try to slide this on, and it doesn't even get any further than this. It simply doesn't fit. So that's not really great. And I thought, okay, well, maybe that's just the case with the Kondor blue cage. But then you take my GH6. This has the small rig Black Mamba cage. Again, there's a built-in NATO rail on this side. Try to slide this on, doesn't fit. So that's not great. Is this all non-standard then? Like the cages, because the normal rail worked. But if I take the small rig monitor arm here and I slide this on, and you can see that goes on without problems and it slides freely. So that's not, now you say that's an unfair comparison. It's a small rig cage and a small rig arm. Well, I can slide this on here on the Kondor blue cage, no problem. And just to prove my point, this niche rod to NATO friction mount uses the same mechanism as the Tilta one, and it fits on the Kondor blue cage and it fits on the small rig Black Mamba cage. So it's literally just the tolerances, the margins of the manufacturing of the Tilta NATO clamp. Now Tilta have other mounts that you can buy optionally, so you can mount it in a different way, and both of these cages have an ARRI pin connector here, or ARRI pin holes. So I did get the ARRI pin attachment instead. It's this. We have some screws. Put the camera out of the way for now. Okay. And there's an Allen key in the kit. Oh yeah, and then basically the next thing you would think is that you can adjust the NATO clamp. but this lever is not adjustable. And additionally to that, it's actually not. It's not the clamp. It's the entire NATO rail track. That's just too tight. There's simply not enough tolerances left for different vendors. I don't have a Tilta cage, so I can't confirm if this would work on a Tilta cage. I would hope so, but it does not work on the Kondor Blue or the small rig cages. I also tried it on an older small rig cage for my Blackmagic pocket cinema camera, and same story. So there's 2 screws that you bolt off to get this off, and as you can see, there is 2 Phillips screws here, but there's no adjustment, so I can't do anything with this. Put this away, and then we bolt this on here. So the next problem I then run into is that Kondor Blue have this cable clamp here, and these overlap. Now that's not necessarily Tilta's fault. There is just not enough room on the side here of the cage. On the Black Mamba cage there would be a lot more space, but the space was obviously compromised, or the amount of rail available was compromised on to make it possible to clear the filter adapter. So one has to appreciate that. Now on the other hand, the cable clamp won't be as necessary because the battery handle will be in the way, so nobody really can knock your cable anyhow. So this is easily enough removed. It's just 2 screws. Okay. I'll put this back where it belongs. Okay. And as you can see, now this fits. Now, but I ran into the next problem then. ARRI screw holes, 3/8 inch with 8 pins. Sometimes 4 pins. Here on the top it's only 4 pins, but 3/8. What has Tilta done? They put a 1/4 inch screw in here. Tilta, what were you thinking? So obviously this can be fixed, but I would have expected Tilta to at least add a 1/4 inch to 3/8 in the package. This is not part of the package. So I had some of these knocking about, so we'll use that. We'll adapt the hole, but that should really be part of the package with the handle, or the package with the mount. So let me use the Allen key to tighten this. Okay, so that's that put together, and then there's a cable. It came with the handle. Plug that in. And plug that into the camera. And as you can see, blue light has come on, and you probably can't see, but my R5C says full here, so that's now up and running. The cable is messy. It's not like obviously it's a standard cable that they probably have within their portfolio, but for this application, it's actually a bit messy. Now, I've already looked at a lot of different cables for my rigs, so I had something else that I found that might be better for this. And that's this coiled USB-C cable with a 90-degree angle on the one end. Besides, I leave links for all of this down below in the description. And as you can see, this is much more tidy, and it makes the camera ergonomically. This is great. You can tilt this forward if you want this, and tilt this backwards. The button here works, start-stop button, through the same USB-C cable that charges the camera, so you can start your recording from here. There's a real good feel and grip on this. It has like a rubberized surface, and then it comes with this leathery strap for your hand. I usually have, sometimes I have a PD catch here on this side. Depends on my setup, but yeah, this is really nice. And what it does is it gives you a 50 watt-hour battery bank for 8K 60 recording and for extending your recording time massively. And for good measure, I showed with the VIII. Is on the Black Mamba cage, the ARRI pin locator is actually located in a similar position, so actually it works very nicely with that one too. So we have to get this adapter out here. Put this away. So VIII, same story. There is one down here that is 1/4 inch, but that's too far low. So I want this one, that's the 3/8. Get this in here. And this is basic where, yeah, I have a way of mounting the handle now, but the NATO clamp would have been much easier and much faster to replace than this. This takes time, a bit delays the battery change. So it would be nice if Tilta could revise the NATO clamp to take care of the tolerance. I haven't had this on here, so the first time is always a bit. And as you can see, I can open up the lid and plug this in here. Actually, let's see, does this work? Here the 90 degree angle is not as handy, but still works. Yeah, so even on the VIII it works nicely, and you can see the red light has come on, so it's taking charge from the battery, which is great. So yeah, I hope this helps. I hope Tilta could fix the NATO clamp so that it is a bit more tolerant towards third-party vendor cages, because it would make much easier to replace the handle when needed. It's not really the bad, it's more like inconvenient. That takes longer time with the ARRI pin locator to replace it. But all in all, this is a really neat way of powering your camera and getting you some extra battery life over the normal internal battery. So leave a like if this was any useful to you, and I'll see you in another one. Bye!